Okay guys, welcome back to the kitchen. We are going to make chicken pot pie. We're gonna make it in the Instapot with this recipe that I found online. I'm gonna make it in this pan. So we have the Instapot set up and I think I have pretty much everything. We're, instead of using, let me see, celery, yeah, it does not say anything about onions, so that is good, because, are you kidding me? Alright guys, so hopefully this will work now. We are going to be making homemade chicken pot pie with puff pastry. So the directions call for onion, garlic, a pound of chicken, a pound of potatoes, celery, mixed peas and carrots. It says peas, carrots, and corn. I think I just have frozen mixed vegetables, peas and carrots. Chopped rosemary or dried rosemary, some chicken stock, heavy cream, some all-purpose flour, salt, pepper, and 2 sheets of puffed pastry. So that is our goal today, is to make this recipe. So currently it's thawing out the chicken. Because I wasn't planning on doing it, but I need to get these recipes done so that our ingredients don't go bad. Because we have chicken curry I want to make as well, and it calls for tomatoes. And the fresh tomatoes I think are going to end up kind of yucky. I'm trying to look at the garlic clove stuff, because it doesn't really say what to do with them, like if you're supposed to chop them up, but I'm going to. I'm putting a little bit more garlic in it than it calls for, but that's okay. This is all garlic from our garden last year. I need a garlic press. I probably have one, and all the stuff from that I have in the shed from when I've moved and whatnot, and I'm pretty sure I don't have all of the little gadgets that I've had. I think there's still a box out there with kitchen gadgets in it, which that would include our garlic press, but would love to have one. So, got that done. Onions are sauteed a little bit. They're not like fried. So now we're just waiting on that. We're gonna work on these potatoes, because the potatoes and garlic all go in about the same time. I'll cut these up and then I'll put them in some water, that way they don't discolor or anything like that, but I want to have them done. Had this stuff for probably a week, maybe a little more than a week. So definitely need to get these recipes done, and hopefully hubby will like them. And rotation, because what I'd like to do is when I get a little bit of room in the freezer, I need to render some more tallow. That would be a big thing out of the freezer, because that's taking up like the whole shelf in my freezer. And so that would put it back in the freezer. But I'm going to save all this. That way we can make some more stock. You can either do vegetable stock or chicken or turkey broth, which is currently what we have to use in this. It calls for chicken stock, but we're using turkey because that's what we have, is turkey broth. That we have made a lot of over the last few years, and it's really good to make it, to use it for anything you need, chicken broth or chicken soup or turkey soup or any of those kinds of things. So that's that. So cooked. So as soon as I get this chicken out, we're going to cut it up and then turn the saute back on, and it's going to sear the chicken. So yeah, we'll get the chicken seared and we'll be back in a moment. Alright, we're going to go ahead and cut up these potatoes, because that is, I like this knife. Yeah, I'm sure y'all don't like me using that knife either. This one's much better for cutting up potatoes and whatever else. This one right here. Not be quite. You know, I want it more bite-sized pieces. I'm not sure if we'll get both recipes done. I'm going to try, because the tomatoes are the ones that I'm really concerned about more than this stuff. But I think this one's probably the easier one of them to start with. This is also an easy one that if you want to make it and put it in the freezer, you can. But I would suggest not putting the potatoes in until, you know, if you wanted to make the filling, and then freeze that and then wait on the potatoes. for when you're ready to put it together, because they may not do so good in the freezer. So, no. Okay, let me see. It should be done. And if it's not, we're going to use it anyway, because it just needs to be, it's not all thawed, but it's going to cook if I don't. It's the fat starting to cook. But that just means it's easier for me to take it off. So, alright. So now we need to dice up this chicken. And it is easier when it is still partially frozen. It makes it easier to cut it up. And then you can kind of cut it up however you want. I'm just kind of put it over there. This is probably like a couple chicken breasts, but like I said, I'm just kind of, I mean, I think it's more than one, but it's hard to say. When it's frozen like this, it's all stuck together. Yeah, it's more than one. Okay, let me turn the saute on again. Put this in the trash. Wash your hands since we were cooking the chicken. Wasn't really ready, obviously, so I would make sure that your chicken is all cut up before you do that. I'm going to put a piece of chicken in there so that way I'll know when it's heated up and ready to go. I'll be back once the chicken's done. Up the celery. We've washed the cutting board. We have washed the knives. Those can go in the thing. And it calls for 3/4 of a cup, and I'm just doing these 4 stalks. So and if the little veiny things start coming off, I'm just going to pull them and put them over here in this pile. Because then we're going to start putting it together. Doesn't look very good. Put it over there. So we put the celery, the onions in there. So you got celery, the potatoes, the garlic, use this. Use the lid, the plate. So there's potatoes are all in there. Rosemary. It says a teaspoon because those are wet, so the other ones. Calls for a tablespoon of fresh, so we're going to use a teaspoon of dried. That there. So here is our liquid gold. Have a measuring cup for this and our handy dandy jar opener. So we're just gonna that is 1.5 cups, and then we'll rinse out the little bits and pieces in the bottom. You get not quite enough, I'll add just a touch of water to make the 1.5 cups. We pour that in. Chicken stock, we do salt and pepper. I'm just gonna pour some in. You know, I don't. Salt and pepper, there you go. Salt, pepper. Now, this is what we have. Let me show you what we have over here. So this is what we got. We got all our stuff. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit, and then it tells you to, the next step is seal it with the pressure cooker lid, which is what we are going to do. We are going to put it not on vent. Then you set to pressure cook for 3 minutes. And not that. There we go. When it gets, it really doesn't say on what pressure cooker manual for 3 to 8 minutes. This one does not have the manual, so I think we're on high pressure. Okay, there we go. So now we wait 3 minutes and then 8 minutes and pressure release it, and we'll be back. All right, guys, we're doing the pressure release now. Once this lid opens, once that stops, we will press cancel, and we're going to be combining half a cup of whipping cream. With the 3 tablespoons of flour. Where'd the flour go? That's the sugar. It's over here. So then we need 3 tablespoons of flour. What do we got? That's what it looks like, my friends. Chicken. Cooked chicken, potatoes, celery in the stock. And now we are going to combine the whipping cream and the flour. And so then you take this and you're just gonna mix it, kind of whisk it together till it has no lumps. You just keep mixing till we have no lumps. So you're gonna hit saute again. And that's awful thick. So we got nice and creamy. We're gonna add that in. I'm gonna go grab the veggies. You're gonna put them in here frozen. Woo. That's that stuff. Let me go grab the peas and carrots. Oh, wait. I think they're in here, to be honest. Yep. I don't remember how much it says to put in here. 3 cups. That is a lot. Because this is a cup and a half, I believe. So I'm just gonna kind of throw and it's starting to thicken up, and I don't know, that kind of looks like enough peas and carrots to me. What do you think? Did we use more? Trying to keep it from sticking to the bottom. That looks really, really tasty. And then I'm gonna go ahead and cook it. That way we just have to heat it up tomorrow. Or we can wait and he can throw it in the oven tomorrow. That might be, I don't know. Because the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to roll out this puff pastry. Probably should have just taken it out of the current container, but it's not quite thawed out. So, but I think that will be very good. Probably let it thaw out a little bit more. Well, it might, depends. Depends on if I can get it apart. I can get it apart, but one of them is not really ready to roll out yet. So that's all right. We'll let it thaw out just a little bit more and put some flour down on the counter and get it rolled out. Because I think he was planning on cooking, but I'm going to put what he got out and put it back in the fridge. And I'm going to put it back in the freezer. So, I think that's probably done enough here. Whew. Yep, I didn't keep stirring it, did I? And I think that's probably thick enough for what I want. Looks really good. Let me get a spoon. And a smaller piece of chicken. I think that's chicken. A piece of carrot. All right, guys. We are going to give it a taste test. Oh my gosh. That's really good. Definitely needs more salt. But, oh man. Probably more salt and pepper. We'll add some more pepper too. I usually never get enough salt, but let me put some in a little dish. This one's broken. This way we can use the same spoon. Still needs more. Much better. And I think there might be a piece of my spoon in here. Yep. That spatula is about had it. Oh, that's really good. So we'll see you back in a minute. All right, guys. So we rolled one of these out, and we are going to pour our hot stuff in here. God, that looks so good. Yeah, I burned a little bit to the bottom, but that's all right. There's that. Now, we're going to roll out the other half. Put on top. So, of course, these are roll this one out, put it on top. It's a little bit frozen still, but it is what it is. Because we're just gonna roll until it is a little bit bigger than that pan. And it's still cold. Yeah, it's probably big enough, but I want to be able to go over the edge a little bit. So then we are going to take this and go this way and just kind of, yeah, I know. It's a lot more. Kind of push it into that's already there. Kind of around. Yeah. Just kind of whatever you think you want to do. Because it is not going to be pretty by any means. And then it's going to poof up. I'll put a little just like that, and it's all ready to put in the oven. So you put it in the oven at, put on a cookie sheet. This is such a weird recipe. It doesn't really say that I can see. A large pie may take a little bit of more time, and it doesn't even say how hot to cook this. That is funny. I mean, I would say we're going to cook it at 350 for about 20-ish minutes, and it'll be good to go. So stay tuned for the final result. Alright, so here it is. It's going in the oven. We're gonna start at 20 minutes. Let's see what happens. Until I did this, my hands had flour all over them. We'll be back when it's done. Alright guys, our next thing is we are going to be making some chicken curry. So the first thing it says is to use 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Which my coconut oil, it's hot in here, so it's actually already pretty melted. But that is what we're using. Members Mark organic coconut oil. And I need to get the chicken because I need to cut it up once again. So, I think gotta cut it. I gotta cut the packaging, and then I'll go put the rest of this back in the fridge, or the freezer, I mean. So let me go run this to the freezer. I'll be right back. And our pot pie is almost done. We're gonna have to cook it a little bit longer, probably another 20 minutes. And let's get this chicken cut up. Ooh, that coconut smells really good. I'm trying to figure out why I needed tomatoes. I didn't see that on this recipe, but I know this is the recipe I saw it in. So, who knows? I'm going to try pulling the fat off of this, because we don't need any more fat than we already have. So, let's get this big knife again and just cut it up in little pieces, and I'm kind of in the way, huh? Sorry. Let me finish getting this cut up and I'll be back. Alright guys, so we're just kind of holding up on that. So we have some cumin, which is supposed to be cumin seeds, but I don't have any. It calls for a cinnamon stick to be thrown in there. It calls for cardamom pod, which we did not have, but I have some ground cardamom. So we're going to put that in there. And you're going to let them sizzle. And then we got to cut up this onion that I have. Where did my onion go? Here it is. We'll just cut it up on this plate. Right here. Not use that on the chicken, but we're going to do it like I did the other one. We got our onions cut up because they all are going to have to go in this oil. It says sizzle and add the onions. So let's see how this goes. Go up just a touch, and while that's doing, I'm going to try to cut the rest of this chicken up because I want it to be ready to go in. Plus I'll have to clean the board again so that in the knife so we can do the potato. We only have to do one potato. That's what it calls for anyway. One potato. Things away. I know hubby loves it when I cook on videos because I clean up my mess more so as I go than any other time. I usually make a huge mess. Usually have all the cabinets open, which, yeah, I do that already. So, but put in a piece of onion. Yeah. There's that. Let's put the chicken on this plate. Get that all cleaned up. And that way we can do the potato that we need to cut up. I wonder if I read, no, because I know I read potatoes and tomatoes. So I don't know, to be honest. Have that in a minute for the potato. All the knives are clean. What else is on our agenda? It smells good. Let's see. Saute for 7 to 8 minutes. using lightly browned. If needed, deglaze the pan with a half ounce of water to add garlic and ginger. Cook for 30 seconds. I gotta bring the other paper over here so we know. 5 garlic cloves. Let's clean this. And that's sauteing. I'm trying to figure out what goes in that next, so I'll have that ready. Garlic and ginger. I love ginger. Maybe this one even was starting to grow. Always wanted to grow ginger in my garden. One of these days. And this sure heats up the house. Whew. I would not put that in my broth. Ginger. Good to me. Let's see, we need potato. Let's see, garlic, ginger. We got to do the garlic, that's what we need. Let's see. I don't know how many of these are. Whatever is in here is what's going in there. It's still looking okay. Y'all are still watching the... Here, we'll come back to this. There's our ginger all done up. Working on the garlic. One more to go. There. Yeah, I don't chop as good as the the chef people do. Okay, so I'm going to use this to do the potatoes, so add that. And the ginger. And what does it say? Cook for 30 seconds. It's probably been 30 seconds, huh? Oh man. Woo! Got those tomatoes. So we're going to turn this down because we're going to put some pepper in there. It calls for a chili pepper, but I don't have any. So I do, I just couldn't find them in the bottom of the freezer. So I'm going to add jalapeno. I'll take the seeds out of it. There's that. And tomatoes. That is what I left off this list. Calls for cilantro. Don't have any of that right now. We might have some, let's see, tomatoes. One medium, which means I'm going to do like 2. And I'd say these are small. Woo! That's why one of them is bad already. That's the reason that those are the way they are. See how it says to chopped. Put that in there just a little bit. It just says chopped. It doesn't say how big, how small, any of that. So we are going add the chili pepper, add tomatoes. How's this looking, my friends? Whew. It's looking delicious. It smells good. Oh my gosh, y'all. So then we're going to cook that 2 to 3 minutes until the tomatoes are soft. We're going to add the potato. It says to add a bell pepper if you have one. I have one somewhere in the freezer. But we're not... I don't know. I'm not going to put it in here. It says it's optional, so. And I'm not going to cook it all the way because I'm going to freeze it in a Ziploc. Lay it flat as I can in the freezer and pull it out when we're ready to eat it. That way the potatoes are not, soggy. I don't know. We'll see how they do. I don't know. Sometimes they turn out, sometimes not so much. But it'll be all good. No matter. God, that looks delicious. They're not really soft enough. I need to cook a few more minutes. Add the potatoes. Then add in all your spices. Increase the heat to high. Stir in your chicken. Add coconut milk. Yeah, we're just adding coconut milk. We're not adding we're not putting in any yogurt in this one, so, and that's quite all right. But whew, sometimes even with the recipe, I kind of wing it a little bit. And that's okay. There. Now, add in the potatoes. Some of my potatoes are kind of big, but that's okay. That. Get the spoons, measuring spoons out so that we can, I'll clean off this one that we did the coconut. So let's see about this. So, turmeric, how much are we supposed to add of you? 1/2 teaspoon. We might have enough. Put that on my list. I thought I had some more, but that was a no. Okay, turmeric, cumin, another 1/2 teaspoon. Coriander powder. I know we have coriander. That is very bizarre. I could have sworn we had coriander. There's ground cardamom, ground coriander. Yippers, I thought so. This is a teaspoon. Oh my gosh. We'll call for chili flake, but we're putting in some crushed red pepper, salt and pepper, oh man, that smells delicious. Oh wow. All those, excuse me, all those flavors mixing together. Woo. Now we are going to open this, maybe, coconut milk. It tastes just fine. It's probably really old. Oh yeah. But I tasted it. It tastes just fine. Okay. Oh, I was supposed to do the chicken first. That's alright. See? Here is what I do. So we'll cook the chicken and all this stuff. That'll make it just as delicious. Okay. Alright, we'll be back in just a few. Alright guys, here it is. homemade chicken pot pie. What do you think? Looks delicious too. All right. Woo. We have to let it cool off, and we'll put it in the fridge, and we'll heat it up and have some for dinner tomorrow. What do you think? If you want the recipe, let me know. All right, guys, and there is our chicken curry with coconut milk. So let's give it a taste test. Yeah, not tall enough. There. Whew, yeah, I had to go wash my hair. It was driving me nuts. Here you go. It is a piece of chicken. Mmm. Really good flavor. Got a little bit of spice to it. Not too much. Could have gone a little bit spicier. That's really good. Whew. Yum, yum. Beat some good lunches. So, thank y'all for being here. I appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed this video. And if you would like the recipes, be sure to put in the comments because I'll probably forget to link them. So give us a shout. Talk to you soon. Bye.